Part 2. Plotting coordinate points. You will find this on page 193 in the Namibian Mathematics Grade 8 textbook, y equals mx plus c to success. Use a sheet of graph paper to draw a Cartesian plane. Use a scale of 1 centimeter to 1 unit on both axes and plot the points A, B, C, D, E, F, G and H. Okay. Now when you plot the points, you just first go to the x-axis at 1. So this is the x-axis. Go to 1 and draw that vertical line. There's the vertical line at 1. Then you go to the y-axis at 2 and draw a horizontal line. And where that two lines intersect, you make a small cross. I prefer a small cross because sometimes people make the point too big. They do something like that. So I prefer that you make a small cross. And then label the point A. And then if you look at number B, go to -2. There is -2. And there is 1. And then label the point B. And then at C, go to 3. There is 3. And there is -2. And make a small cross and label it C. And then go to D. Go to -1 and go to -2 on the y-axis, and where that two lines intersect, perpendicular lines, label it D. And then E, you see it's only having a y value, so it will be on the y-axis and it will be at 1. And if you look at F, it's only having an x value and it's on the x-axis and it's at 3. Make a small cross, label it F. And then G, it's -3, first to the x, then to the y, also -3, and label it G. And then H, it will be -2.5, exactly in the middle between -2 and -3. There you will draw a vertical line. And then 1.5 will be between 1 and 2, and there you draw a horizontal line. And where they intersect, you call it H. Okay. And now, I want you to stop the video and I want you to do try now 2. You can try to use graph paper, but if you don't have graph paper, you can use also a grid, which I'm going to use in this explanation. Okay, let's start. Use a sheet of graph paper. As I said, I'm going to use a grid to draw a Cartesian plane. Now, when you draw the Cartesian plane, always look for the highest value and the lowest value. So use a scale of 1 centimeter to 1 unit on both axes and plot the points. Now, if I look, the lowest value looks like -3 and the highest value, it actually looks like 2. So basically my x-axis and y-axis just have to go from -3 to +3. I think it will work out if we do that. Okay, so let's first draw the axis. Okay, so it's going to be 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Okay, I think we're going to do it up to here. And the same here. We're just going to draw a line here. Okay. It can be a little bit longer. And now we're just going to label it. So this is now my axis. Don't forget that this is the x-axis. And this is called the y-axis. If it's singular, so you put a I, and if it's plural, you put a E. So there's 0, and then I can just make my little lines. And I do it on the grid. You can do it on graph paper. Then you will go for every small 5 blocks, 1 unit, which is 1 centimeter. So it's 1, 2, 3, -1, -2, -3. And then it's 1, 2, 3, and it's -1, -2, and this will be -3. Okay, now we're going to plot our points. Let's just so start with A. So you go to -3. You can draw a line in the beginning to help you. So in the beginning, just to help you a little bit, you can draw a broken line at -3, and it will be at 2. then you draw a broken line at 2. And where the lines intersect, there, you make a small cross and you label it A. Now let's just redo that one. And you call it A. Okay, and then you continue with 2. Look, there is 2. There is on this line, and it's -3. Can you see? And then you label it, and you call it B. Okay, and then you will do number C. It's 1 and 1. So look, 1 and 1, and where the lines intersect, you're going to call it C. And then D, it's, okay, look, it's only having an X value. It's -3. So if you look at the X-axis, so it will be on the X-axis, and it will be here. And you're going to label it D. And if you look at number E, it's only having a Y value. So it's on the Y-axis, and it's at -2. And you're going to call it E. And then F, it's -2. It's on this line, and -1. And where they intersect, we make a small cross, and we call it F. Okay, can put it a little bit closer. This will be F. And then the last one, it's only having a Y value. So it will be on the Y-axis, and it will be at 1. And we're going to call it G. And that's how we're going to plot the points. Let's look at the next example. In the next example, they say, plot the points, join them with straight lines, and identify the figure formed. Write down the coordinates of the midpoint of DE. Write down the point where DE produce, mean extended, cuts the x-axis. Okay, so first we're going to make our axis. Then we're going to plot at 1 and 5. There's D. And then E is also at 1 and 2. There's E. And then F, go to 5 and 2. There's F. Okay, and if you draw straight lines, you will see it's a right angle triangle. Okay, write down the coordinates. Okay, write down the coordinates of the midpoint, so it's in the middle. So look at the units, it's 1, 2, 3. So it will be 1.5. So it's 1.5, that's M. And so we write down the coordinate of M. And what will be the coordinate of M? It will be go to the x-axis 1 and go to the y-axis. It's in between 3 and 4 in the middle. So it will be 3.5. Okay, and then DE produce. So go to DE. There's DE. That means you just extend it. Cuts the x-axis at the point. Where is it cutting? Remember, it's on the x-axis. So it will only have an x value. So it's 1, comma, and the y value will be 0. Okay. I want you to do try now 3. Again, stop the video. And as soon as you are finished, you can continue with the video. Okay. We're just going to move this a little bit up so that we can draw the axis. You can do it on graph paper, but I'm going to do it on a grid. Now, if you look, the lowest value is -4, and the highest value is 6. Okay, and that's an x value. So that means my x-axis must be a little bit longer. My y values, it's just 1, 3, 0, -2. So it seems to me my y-axis don't have to be that long. Let's just take white again. I think we're going to fit if we do, but my x-axis must be longer. So we're going to make that x-axis, no, let's just go a little bit higher. So let's just go from there and we extend it a little bit longer. Okay, now let's just mark it. Oh, that's also a bit low. We're going to move it still a little bit up. Let's see if we're going to fit. So remember, this is your x-axis and this is your y-axis. And if we make the units, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, and 7. You can make it a little bit longer. -1, -2, -3, -4, -5, -6. And let's see if we fit here. 1, 2, 3, and on that will be 4. And this will be -1, -2, -3, on that line. Oh, I don't know why it's making every time a little bit lower. So this will be -1, -2, -3, -4. Okay, let's see if we're going to fit on this grid. So plot the points 6 and 1. So remember, just go to, we're going to use another color, blue. 6, here is 6, and here is 1. And where they intersect, we make a small cross, and we call it N. And then I, 2 and 3, 2 and 3, we make a small cross, and we're going to call it I. And then C is -4 and 0, there is C. That, oh, it's a bit on the line, not under. That's C. Okay, and then we're going to make E 0 and -2. Remember, it's only having a y value, so it will be on the y-axis, and it will be at -2. So that will be the point E. Okay, and join them with straight lines. So let's just form our straight lines. And if we join them, we're going to get that. We're going to go to there. Then from here, we're going to go there. And from here, I'm just going a little bit, undo that one. We're going to go up to there. Okay. And join them with straight lines. And now what they say, identify the figure. If you look, this is parallel, but this is longer than this one. So this will be, let's just write it, it will be, this number B, this will be a parallelogram. If the sides were equal, then we could have said it's a rhombus, but now it's a parallelogram. Let the diagonals NC and E cuts at M. Okay, write down. So the diagonals, remember the diagonals, what color are we going to use? Let's use green. The diagonals, it combines, let's just make it a straight line. It combines opposite angles. So if I do this, and if I do this one, okay, let's just that one. Let's just redo that one. So if I do this one, okay, and if they say write down the coordinate where they intersect, so it intersects here, and if we write down that coordinate, it looks like 1. Let's just redo it. It's 1, and it's in the middle there. I think it should have been 0.5, and that's the coordinate. 1, comma, let's just redo that one. 1, 0.5 in the middle there, and that will be the point